Today we're going to be making some cheese straws. I've been trying to duplicate my brother-in-law Steve King's cheese straw recipe, and I experimented with it a couple of weeks ago, and I think I came pretty close to it. I'm going to make another batch today that I'm going to give to my sister, or give some to my sister and some to Steve's daughters, and let them try it, see what they think. But I think I'm pretty close to it, and what we're going to be using is 32 ounces of sharp cheddar and pepper jack. That's two 8-ounce blocks of sharp cheddar and two 8-ounce blocks of pepper jack. We'll also be using salt, cayenne pepper, garlic, black pepper, and 4 cups of sifted flour. And two sticks of butter, which I already have in the mixing bowl. What I'm gonna start out with now is start with grating my cheese. Get it all grated up. Once I get it all grated up, we'll come back. We'll see you then. Welcome back, everybody. Well, I got all the cheese grated up. Like I was telling you, that's 2 blocks of cheddar, sharp cheddar, and 2 blocks of pepper jack. That's 8-ounce blocks. It gives me 32 ounces of total cheese. 2 sticks of butter in the mixer. I'm fixing to put the cheese in there, and then we're going to start mixing. The trick to doing this is, in about 15 minutes of mixing, I'm going to come back and I'm going to rake everything down. But it takes about 30 minutes of getting all this mixed in together. Once it's all mixed, it's going to kind of look like a whipped cream, I guess you could say. And then once that's done, I'll get all the flour and the ingredients in the flour, and we'll start making the dough. And as soon as this is done mixing, we'll be right back. But I'll show you at 15 minutes and I'll show you at 30 minutes. We'll be back in a little bit. Welcome back. We're at the end of the first 15 minutes. Actually 15 seconds left to go. But just kind of wanted you to see this as it's mixing. You see it's already kind of looking like a whipping cream. And while it's mixing, what it's doing, it'll actually build up and it'll fold itself right back in and keep mixing. And I'm still seeing some small chunks of cheese in there. So that's why we go 30 minutes, to make sure that we get all the cheese incorporated and blended real well, so we just don't have chunks of cheese in the cheese straw. And at the end of the 30 minutes, what you see, I'm at the end of 15 now. I'm gonna reset my timer for 15 more minutes, and we'll be back then. We'll see you then. Welcome back. We're at the end of our last 15 minutes on the mixing of the cheese and butter. If you want to come on right here and let you see it, you see what I was talking about earlier, how it just folded itself back in. It's been folding itself back in. We're down to a little over a minute left, but right now I'm not seeing any chunks of cheese. And I think we're getting pretty close to going. So what I'm going to go ahead and do right now is I'm going to start getting the flour ready. I already sifted 4 cups of flour. I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of salt. Teaspoon of garlic powder, granulated garlic. I try to make it as level as I can make it. Most of your recipes only call for 1/8 teaspoon of the cayenne pepper, but I figured in the last batch that don't quite give you the hit that you want. So when I did the second batch a couple of weeks ago, I went all the way up to a full teaspoon. And let me tell you, it ain't hot, but you get a little bit of a kick from it. We're going to use 1/8 of a teaspoon, or a pinch, however you want to call it, of black pepper. And my timer's going off again. And I do things kind of like the way my mama does. My wife does the same thing, but I just kind of mix everything with a fork and the flour. Oop. That means the ovens are preheated. I'm gonna get everything mixed in here. The bottom oven's ready. Got that ready. If you want to come back around here, tell you I was telling you earlier, it kind of looks like a whipped cream. Can you see that? I mean, you could almost smear that. You could probably make pimento and cheese with this. I don't know. It'd be something we'd have to work on. But you can see it's almost like a whipped cream. And she's ready. She's ready. So what I'm gonna start doing is I'm gonna put it back in. Well, no, I want to scrape my bowl down first. Start adding our flour. Oop, I forgot something.
I gotta get out of your way.
Yep, there goes the flour.
A little at a time.
And it did it again. It's throwing the flour everywhere. That's okay. If you ain't making a mess, you ain't cooking.
Aragon will get it.
Where you going, Aragon? You can slow it back down a little bit. That's all the flour. Whoop, missed the bowl. I'm gonna make sure everything is mixed up good. You see, it's acting just like a cookie dough. I have some world famous chocolate chip cookies that everybody likes for me to bake. I get lazy and don't like making them, but everybody wants them. They are good. Same texture of the dough.
Everyone's cleaning up your mess.
Mix a little bit more. Get it? This is our four-legged maid. He keeps the kitchen clean. This is Aragon.
Good boy, Aragon. Now if I could teach you to do laundry.
I think it's mixed good enough.
That's pretty.
What I'm fixing to start doing now is start packing this into our cookie press. Start rolling it and start putting it out on the cookie sheets. And we'll be back in just a few minutes. I want to clean up my mess first and get my cookie sheets and stuff out and get everything lined, and then I'll be right back. We'll see you in a few.
Okay. So now he's piping them with a cookie press.
Actually, this is an icing press, and it ain't very good. Couldn't find the tip for a cooking press, so I'm having to do it with this. And that's that on that one.
Okay.
Welcome back, everybody. As you see, I'm having to use an icing press for decorating cakes and stuff with, and it's not easy squirting this stuff out. You got to find the tip for a cookie press, because it sure is a whole lot easier to squeeze that versus trying to push that button with your thumb or pushing that with your hand. Don't know if I've lost it somewhere or what, but can't find it. I'm having to use this. But anyway, I've got 2 trays ready to go in the oven. Put one in the top oven, one in the bottom oven. I've got my oven set at 325. We're gonna let them go for 20 minutes. Once they're brown, what I'll do is I'll check the bottom of them just to see if they're starting to brown on the bottom. If they're starting to brown on the bottom, they're about ready to come out of the oven. So here we go. That wasn't good. Timer for 20 minutes. And we'll see you in about 20 minutes when we take them out. Time is up. I extended them by about 3 minutes. They weren't quite golden brown on the bottom yet. Here's what they look like, and I'll show you what the bottom side of them looks like just as soon as I get the other tray out. See what this looks like. That's what it should look like on the bottom. And they hot. They are hot. I'm gonna take these off. Looking cool. Now I'll get another batch going. Cool. You edit all this out. Well, we made the cheese straws, and you see my wife made some little cheese crackers out of them too. She prefers them like this.
They're crunchy.
I prefer the actual straw. 'Cause that's what I remember the most. That's what I remember from my brother-in-law, Steve. Like I said, I've been trying to duplicate his recipe. I miss Steve, but I don't know that I'll ever quite duplicate his recipe, and he didn't write anything down. He did everything in his head. But I'm trying to get there, so we're gonna taste them. I'm gonna do the straw. She's gonna do her little chip.
They're really good. The pepper jack adds a little extra flavor
Yep.
when the cayenne, is it cayenne?
Yep. Cayenne pepper kind of kicks in on the end.
Made about 10, 11 dozen.
I'm gonna guess about it. You're gonna come close to making it. If you did just strictly the straws and not this, you'd probably come out with about 12 dozen of 3-inch in length straws. That's about what I did, 3-inch in length. Some a little shorter, some a little longer, but it's gonna be somewhere around 12, 13 dozen is what you come out with for that recipe. They are good, and it does remind me of Steve's, but I still don't think I'm quite there. I'm gonna give some to my sister and to Steve's daughters and let them try them and see what they think, because I'm trying, because I missed that. But we just wanted you to know they are good. It's not that difficult to make. It's just a little time consuming on the front end, because you got to mix for about 30 minutes in the mixer once you get everything going. Shredding the cheese, you got a Cuisinart food processor, does the cheese really fast. But like I said, the mixing is where it takes the time. And of course, you saw me make the mess with the with the flour.
So y'all give these a try. If you will, put the recipe on our Facebook and our YouTube channel, and tell us what you think.